suggested by some Israeli officials. Support Israel reoccupying all of Gaza has been suggested by some Israeli officials.
I don't know what the suggestion is. I know that we are there now trying to get people fed. As you know, $60 million was given by the United States fairly recently to supply food, and a lot of food, frankly, for the people of Gaza that are obviously not doing too well with the food. And I know Israel's going to help us with that in terms of distribution and also money. We also have the Arab states are going to help us with that in terms of the money and possibly distribution. So that's what I'm focused on. As far as the rest of it, I really can't say. That's going to be pretty much up to Israel. Yeah, please.
Reoccupying all of Gaza has been.
He says Israel's it's pretty much up to Israel. If they want to occupy Gaza, they can do it. You were expecting different? Trump says he does not believe Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. No, they're in a war. I covered this clip yesterday. Yeah, they're in a war, except one side doesn't have any tanks or missiles or airplanes or a navy, and their whole city's in rubble. But yeah, it's a war, so Israel's not genociding.
They see evidence of a genocide in Gaza?
I don't think it's that. Look, they're in a war. Some horrible things happened on October 7th, as you know. It was a horrible, horrible thing. One of the worst I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of bad things in some president in terms of wars and potential wars. I mean, if you look at the one that we just stopped, there are thousands of people being dead already at the border between Thailand and Cambodia. Thousands of people. And I mean, I've seen some bad things, but that October 7th was
years ago. So was he old and he used to do stuff years ago? I think I've heard the name, but I don't know what he looks like. I've never heard from him.
Hamas was really, really bad.
They see evidence of a genocide in Gaza?
I don't think it's that.
No, it's a war. Bibi's a war hero, don't you know? Let's hear this rabbi, Jewish Learning, 440,000 subs, why Judaism still exists.
It's been said by some very wise people that the greatest proof of God is the Jewish people's presence in the world. On a deeper level, Judaism is still around because it's extraordinarily adaptable. Judaism has the ability to be applied to all kinds of situations and to adapt as much as is necessary, and yet not only its core principles, but its culture, its way of life, its practices are sustained and unchanged.
In the midst of a Christian revival, do you think we're approaching a one-world government?
Do you think we're in the middle of some kind of Christian revival?
Absolutely. I mean, have you seen the baptism parties that are going on at colleges that looks like it's a kegger?
Guess what? It's not. It's a bunch of bros coming to Jesus. They're not going to be Christian anti-Semites, by the way. They're going to be Israel supporters. Like these baptism parties that Russell Brand has been doing and involved with, the baptisms that they were. I remember there was a Reawaken America tour baptism thing, and they went straight from showing the baptisms, and on the screen it says like Christians for Israel or some shit. Yeah, a bunch of CIA shills and kosher agents all excited for the Christian revival that obviously social engineers like Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson are a part of.
Do you think we're in the midst of a Christian revival? Do you think we're approaching a one-world government?
Do you think we're in the middle of some kind of Christian revival?
Absolutely. I mean, have you seen the baptism parties that are going on at colleges that looks like it's a kegger, crazy tailgate party, and they're baptizing people in the back of trucks, and yeah, I think there's a huge wave going on.
Yeah, it's like a party. It's like a Jesus party. You know what I mean? Like Jesus listening to Leonard Skinner, wearing some Levi jean shorts, drinking some Judaism light. Right, it's like a kegger.
Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because it says like I want to be formal, but I'm here to party too. Because I like to party, so I like my Jesus to party.
Yeah, I like to come to Jesus at a big kegger party with a bunch of my bros, drinking some Judaism light.
I think so too.
It's cool to see.
All the NPCs are doing it.
Back of trucks, and yeah, I think there's a huge wave going on.
Just wait until Passion of the Christ 2 and 3 comes out. Just wait until Joe Rogan keeps platforming more of these Christians. So the Jews are in control of everything, but there's a Christian revival? Nothing suspicious there.
So too.
It's cool to see.
Do you think the U.S. government can continue?
Continue.
Bare boots and Jesus. I like that. Alabama. Yemen.
There's a huge wave going on.
I think so too.
It's cool to see.
Do you think the U.S. government can continue?
Continue what?
To exist. Do you think the current system can continue?
I think it will continue.
You do? Because it does feel like we're moving towards something.
Like a one-world government?
I'm not sure what.
Like a fall of Edom, Tucker? Like the fall of Edom in America?
I'm not sure what, but it seems like so much changed in a short period of time. The scale's falling for so many people realizing that, what they believe was real is not. Questions people are asking, the resurgence of Christianity in the country. I mean, it all seems to be happening at once. And I know, in every age, people think the end is near, but does that ever occur to you?
And who's shilling it? Who are the biggest accounts shilling Jesus? A bunch of Zionist propagandists? Huh? Put that together. Who? Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire and Jordan Peterson? Shilling Jesus? Oh, bet your ass Jordan Peterson's part of this Jesus revival. Jordan Peterson, Joe...
I think it will continue to exist until people no longer have the appetite for it to exist.
You think we're pretty far from that?
Yeah, it goes back to critical thinking.
For people
critical
to know
thinking, yeah.
Neuralink is that chip that, they're going to put
a
in
bunch
everybody's
of
brain.
no more critical thinking, and the less critical thinking, the more Christianity. Pucifer. Who is Pucifer? Hold on.
So just like the Jews missed it with
Let's learn about the great deception from the bearded Jewish bros.
the first coming, expecting the second coming, they're going to miss it again at the beginning of a tribulation. You see, there has to be a mediator to act on behalf of the Jewish people to shake hands with the beast that ratifies this peace treaty. He's going to be in a...
Okay, cuckoo. Whenever I hear people start talking like this, it's just like, oh, you think Harry Potter's real? Oh, you believe in the most schizo-apocalyptic nonsense ever?
We are laughing. On behalf of the Jewish people to shake hands with the beast that ratifies this peace treaty. He's going to be an Assyrian goy representing the nations, but this
an Assyrian goy? Is that what he said? He's going to be an Assyrian
goy representing the nations, but this Jewish mediator is going to be the Mashiach to them. He's going to say he's from the tribe of Judah, descendant of King David, and he's going to begin the rebuilding of a third temple. But he's going to be a false Messiah, Zar HaMashiach. And the things that this man does is going to lead to the deaths of countless Jews greater than that of World War II during the Holocaust.
Now, we have interviewed many rabbis from the Temple Institute, and they all say the same thing. The 10th heifer will be processed by the Messiah, according to the Jewish sages.
Oh, that's why the red heifer hasn't been sacrificed yet. The Messiah has to do it. How long before Trump says, hey, I heard there's a heifer that needs to be burned. He's all red. I like red. Is Trump going to do something that allows the burning of the red heifer? They believe the Messiah has to do it. Well, processed, yeah. Because some people say that the Moshiach builds the temple. Others say that they build the temple and then the Moshiach comes, but you can't build the temple until you sacrifice the red heifer to purify the land and the priests and stuff. So they kind of take both sides of every issue. So no matter what happens, they can claim prophecies fulfilled.
And they all say the same thing. The 10th heifer will be processed by the Messiah, according to the Jewish sages. But that Messiah, the third temple, is actually the false prophet.
The Jewish Messiah is actually the Antichrist. So the Christians, according to their end times theology, need the Antichrist and the red heifers and the third temple. Just like the guy told me on the street at the beach the other day. Has to happen. It's inevitable, and it has to happen for Jesus to come back. Here's an old little clip I got. The Judeo plan to rebuild the temple. Let's hear these wizards talk about their temple. Maybe European people need to start having our own temple cults that aren't Jewish. I want to see some pagan temples built. We need a pagan temple cult. We need to out-temple the temple cultist. Not be like, oh, we have a spiritual temple. We have a Jewish spiritual temple in our circumcised foreskin hearts. We're the heavenly Jerusalem now. The heavenly Holy Land is in our hearts. The Jew versus Jew showdown.
The temple is the focus.
Yeah, we need to start temple maxing. Christians will kvetch like the Christians try to shut down the guy in Greece that built the temple. Gnostic informant went out and interviewed him.
Of our prayers, we mourn the temple's destruction.
We really kind of focus as Jews spiritually to the destruction of the second temple. This is about construction, and the third temple is integration. Everybody comes to the third temple.
Pass.
The temple is the spiritual center of the Jewish people, and it's sort of like the soul of the Jewish people. In the same way that a person who is colorblind, you can't describe to him what red and green are. It's hard to describe exactly what we're missing because we haven't really experienced it in a long time.
Our prayers are always focused on the rebuilding of the temple. 7 times a day, in our official formal prayer services, we ask for the rebuilding of the temple. Now, if you would...
But then you'll hear from these idiots online, Zionism's not Judaism. Is that why they pray 7 times a day? Is that a Judaism prayer or a Zionism prayer? Or they'll say, oh, it's the secular atheist. Hey, actually, did you know? Zionism's an atheist movement. It's a bunch of atheists. We're blaming atheists for these prophecy nuts? And you'll criticize the Talmud, but not the Torah? You're a limited hangout. You're controlled op.
Count the number of prayers that constitutes over the last 2,000 years. It's hundreds and hundreds of millions of prayers. It's billions of prayers. We are very focused on needing the temple.
It is a controversial question at the holiest site on earth.
On the Temple Mount cannot be any other house of prayer, just the house of God, the temple of God.
Just the other day for Tisha B'Av, the Ben Gvir and a bunch of Jews went up and were praying and humping and calling for the destruction of the dome and the building of the temple.
Of God. El Askam Mosque and the Dome of the Rock that were built on the location of the temple will be removed. We have very good engineers that will take them stone by stone and rebuild them back in Mecca, the most holy place of the Muslims. The Temple Mount will become again the location.
Trump's dragging his feet right now on, he's criticizing Canada and France and England for talking about Palestinian statehood. What if Trump comes up with the art of the deal of the century, the deal of the millennium, that in order to recognize a Palestinian state, they got to move the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa to Mecca, because this is one of their plans. Could that be what we're going to see soon?
The Temple Mount will become again the location of the third temple.
And the idea of rebuilding the temple in human terms and political terms obviously causes a lot of problems. I'm not looking to do it that way. This is the chief rabbi of Haifa some years ago said, when will we rebuild the temple? Is when the Arabs ask us to rebuild the temple.
Mm-hmm. When will that happen? You guys are organizing a temple build? Oh, we got another troll?
We will rebuild the third temple. We will do animal sacrifices again, and God will give us the whole of Israel, all the way up to the Euphrates River and down to the river. We'll have the greater Israel that we've always dreamed of, and we won't have to believe in Jesus to get it. That's what you guys are. Maybe you'll be alive. Hopefully you'll be alive to see it. But that's the truth. We will rebuild the third temple.
We celebrate the miracle of Hanukkah. More than 2,000 years ago, a ruthless tyrant persecuted the Jewish people and desecrated the Temple of Jerusalem. But a group of Jewish patriots defeated a powerful army, rededicated the temple, and won back their right to worship God in freedom.
In Jerusalem, King David established our capital 3,000 years ago. In Jerusalem, King Solomon built our temple, which stood for many centuries. In Jerusalem, Jewish exiles from Babylon rebuilt the temple, which stood for many more.
They were wearing hats back in his first term that said, "Build Israel great again." Small hat detected. Build Israel great again. What does that mean? Build Israel. Trump's really all about MEGA. He later did the meme, "Make Israel great again." What? Build Gaza? Annex the West Bank? Build the temple?
Which stood for many more centuries. In Jerusalem, the Maccabees rededicated that temple, and restored Jewish sovereignty in this land. And it was here in Jerusalem, some 2,000 years later, that the soldiers of Israel spoke 3 immortal words. Ha habayit biyadenu. The Temple Mount is in our hands. The Temple Mount is in our hands. Words that lifted the spirit of the entire nation. We are in Jerusalem, and we are here to stay.
Officially opened the United States Embassy in Jerusalem. the capital the Jewish people established in ancient times. Congratulations. Today,
Truth Pavlov's dog.
Heil Chow sent $10 on Rumble. Hello Adam. Glad to catch you live. Wanted to show some support. You make a lot of sense. Also, couldn't it be considered animal sacrifice when they beat chickens to death?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Yom Kippur. They don't have the temple, so they do the chickens now. That's Yom Kippur. Somebody made a meme, Jesus as the chicken and the Christians as the rabbi swinging around. It's the same concept of the vicarious atonement, scapegoat atonement, putting your sins onto an animal or onto Jesus. Same idea. It's having no accountability for things you've done and wanting to get out of jail free and be forgiven and don't have to have any guilt for being a evil person.
All of the items there and the garments that have been made, everything in preparation.
I haven't seen this one for a while.
This is another of the four quarters. This is the Jewish quarter. I want you to notice treasuries of the temple here. This is the location where Rabbi Israel Ariel, Rabbi Chaim Richman, and all of their staff are putting together the implements that they're going to use in the next temple that will stand on the Temple Mount. Now they have, for example, the harps, and we'll see in the harp factory how Mika Shoshana Harari build the harps. But they have all the...
Dude, could you imagine some badass pagan temples with some harping virgins, some virgin priestesses with their, like angels, with their harps? Awesome.
Items. They need the mizrach, which is the pitcher-shaped item made out of pure gold or pure silver. They put the garments that have been made, everything in preparation for the erection of the temple itself.
I want folks that are listening to us right now to realize that you're seeing a prime example in back of us of the messianic expectation right here in the old city in Jerusalem, where you have Jews that have come.
Yeah, is the Boomer Bible? It's the Boomer Bible, verse Matthew 5:2.
You damn right I love the Jews.
Boomer Bible.
Absolutely. 100%. Because I'm a Christian.
Yep. Amen, brother.
Jesus is a Jew.
That's right.
So
King of the Jews.
Right, I stand with the Jews. 100%.
100%. I love that soundbite. It's so good. I'm going to have a lot of these sound bites pretty soon.
Priesthood, not only are they studying for them to use in the temple.
If he should come at any moment, they want to have everything ready, so when the temple is up, they'll be able to go in and...
And I can't say it enough. The fact is this is happening in our lifetime while we're living. We're seeing this.
That's thrilling. Let's go along.
Jimmy, we know from Scripture there's got to be another temple built before Jesus Christ comes back. And when you're in Israel and talking with the Jewish leaders, it's just amazing to see...
See through it all says the Boomer Bible just has Genesis 12:3 on every page, right? Salvation is of the Jews, and curse the Jews and you'll be cursed on every single page. Just a different reiteration of that. We hit the goal. Wait. No, we didn't.
Urgency that they have to rebuild that temple.
And especially in the Jewish quarter where we just were, because that's where the Temple Institute is. They're making all the preparation. They're training the people to serve in this.
$5 away from the goal.
Is there the expectancy of a temple standing soon on the Temple Mount? It's just evident wherever you may go in the city of Jerusalem, even among the leaders of the nation. But before I think we get into the preparations and all that's going on to build that temple, we need to consider the previous two temples that stood there on the Temple Mount.
Donald Trump.
Trump appointed Janine Pirro to be one of the top people, the FBI, I think it was, or Attorney General.
Donald Trump recognized history. He, like King Cyrus before him, fulfilled the biblical prophecy of the gods worshipped by Jews, Christians, and yes, Muslims, that Jerusalem is the eternal capital of the Jewish state, and that the Jewish people finally deserve a righteous, free, and sovereign Israel. Donald Trump recognized history. He, like
interim